Okay, so I wanted to show kind of the extensive length of my garden, and what I have over here on the very far left are my compost bins, and I have a big melon patch for watermelons, and then my first entry gate, and you can see all my tomatoes and my potatoes in there. Now I still have to clean up my greenhouse mess here. So the shelf's going to go near the garden for a rinsing station. Tables are going to get put away as soon as I plant the last little bits here. But you can see how it extends all the way down. And it almost goes to my chicken yard, and you can see the trampoline there, and I've got it all covered and planted now. And then right there where my clothesline is, you can see that's my carrot flowers. So that's where I put the bin of carrots. That way I knew to keep them watered and, maintained so I could get seed this year. But yeah, that's the extension of my garden. Hi everybody, I'm Sarah and welcome to the Big Blue House Homestead. Standing out in the garden today because I'm going to get some harvesting done. I'm looking at pulling out some of these radishes because they're getting pretty large, and I need to start getting the bed cleaned out a little bit. I also have spinach and kale that needs to be harvested, and then some of my potatoes weren't doing so great. So I thought as an experiment we'd go ahead and see what we can get for early potatoes. But I'm going to reuse the soil and the hay in the bags along with some fresh soil, and we're going to plant out some pumpkins over in this other area. But I came out last night and I mowed, so it does look a lot better out here in the garden. I still have weeding to do, but it's not really major, just a little bit of stuff here and there. Just run through with a scuttle hoe and, I'll be done. Saddle hoe, easy work. But I'll start working on that here soon. I just wanted to go ahead and start with what I need to and get the tall grass out the way so that you can actually see where I have beds planted. When it's really tall, you can't tell. It just all looks like one big green mix. So let's get some work done. Let's go get some harvesting done, and then let's get these pumpkins planted. Not much else going on. Oh, I do have a clogged kitchen sink. Tried to do the dishes last night and both sides backed up and I couldn't get it to plunge, and Brian's been augering it all morning, and I probably end up having to call a plumber because it may be that kind of ordeal. So we'll see. Keep my fingers crossed on that one. But yeah, as soon as the sink's clean, then I can wash the harvest. If not, I'm doing it in the bathroom sink. Because you got to do what you got to do, and I'm going to wash my greens because I don't want to eat them buggy-fied if they're buggy-fied. So, alright, I got radishes over here, and I have other stuff up there, so let's go do some radishes first. Alright, so this is one of my sections of radishes, and we're just going to go through and find any of the large ones. I'm going to leave the ones that I've already bolted because I want to save seed from those. But that one looks like it may start to bolt, so I'm going to leave it. I do have some that are still very tiny, but I'm trying to throw together a recipe today, so I want to get as many as I can. And then that way I at least have some radishes to do this recipe. Well, there's a really nice one. And that one's really good too. Whoa, check that out. Awesome. All right, so we got a nice little handful here. I still have more up front, and we'll go see what we have up there. Tell you what though, these beds are gonna be full like this one here real soon. Beets are down there doing great. I don't want to pick them yet. I'm going to give them just a few more days and start to see how big they get. Okay, so I got my basket in hand and my clippers because this bed has radishes, spinach, and kale. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of this harvested. I've had something coming through and eating it, and I'm not sure what that is. Probably this squirrel that's been wandering in my yard. But yeah, I want to clip some of these greens down to promote new growth, so that I can get more and more kale. Funny thing I discovered this morning, as I've been walking around in my garden, I noticed some empty spots and some areas where I just didn't plant something. And then I turned around and I look at my notes, and I did plant something. I planted my celery. And something has come through and eaten all my celery, so I put my seeds out on the table, and I am going to replant celery today. It's one of the things I always like to have in my garden, and I refuse to let that one go. So we're going to try again, see if I can't get a few celery plants in the ground to at least get some celery going. Alright, I think that's probably thinned out just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's thinned out enough, but I've got, you know, half a basket started already. And then my spinach is doing beautifully. Got nice big leaves of spinach here. But the more you clip at your plants, the more it's going to promote new growth. So don't just wait until the very end and then harvest everything at once. Go ahead and start clipping. Make yourself salads, saute some up in some eggs, you know, add it to soups, whatever you need to. But go ahead and get some of this clipped so that you can get more. All right, so I've got a big handful of spinach and some kale going, and these are radishes, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some of these because some of these are getting pretty big. So yeah, nice sized radishes. I think I'm actually going to ferment them today. I don't normally pickle my radishes. It's a good recipe, but I don't have a whole lot of uses for it. So I tend to just do what I like, and I'm going to turn them into kimchi. I probably won't show that on camera, but we'll see. Okay, so I just filmed me pulling these radishes, and then I realized the license plate on my car was showing, and I don't want that info out there. So I'm just going to show you. I just pulled these radishes from in here, right in here. All right, because I'm making a salad today, I've got all this leafy greens. I need to come through and start clipping some of this lettuce, and I'm just going to do it in handfuls through the middle to where the taller plants are, and then I will see if that's enough for a salad. That's probably a good amount. I could probably do a little bit more, but I'm going to just stick with this because I'm adding kale and spinach. But yeah, not too bad. All right, so I have 4 bags here, and you can see the plants are just done. Not sure what happened with these. It may have been too much water, it may have been too much hay, it may have just been bad potatoes, I don't know. But I'm going to dump them in here and see what we got. I did have a bag full of ants, and I got one little tiny potato out of it. One potato, that's fine. I'll take it. All right, let's dump the first one and we'll see what we get. Like I said, I don't expect this to be a harvest of any type at all. It's basically me just putting in potatoes, and these are dying, so I'm just trying to see what happens. And I have worms in them, which is good because I love having worms in my stuff. All right, I got one out of there. I got a teeny tiny one, but I'm not going to keep that one. But I did get 3 little baby new potatoes out of that one. This one actually had quite a bit of potatoes still going, but the plant just looked so bad. But I got 3. Ooh! Those are some nice potatoes. There's the actual plant. He's got wormy friends. Yeah, those are really nice. Big potatoes, nice big potatoes. All right, so nice little basket. Radishes, potatoes, some lettuce, some spinach, and some kale. No, you're not, Chi-Chi. He's trying to eat my stuff. Here, you want a piece of lettuce? And some lettuce? You getting some lettuce? Is it good? I love when chickens make happy noises. Okay, so it's a small harvest. Not bad, but I would have probably had more if the deer wouldn't have come through and eaten all my brassicas, because I would have been harvesting all my cabbages and broccolis and Brussels sprouts and all the things that I really looked forward to right now. But I'll regrow them in the fall, and then I'll regrow them again in the spring, and, you know, I'll make up for all that lost produce eventually. But not bad. I mean, radishes, potatoes, kale, spinach, and lettuce. I have a salad and a side, and maybe the kids will want to make potato salad, and we'll have a little serving with our lunch today. We'll see. Once I get those potatoes more established, though, I know there's going to be more than 2 and 3 potatoes in there. Like I said, before I grew like 8 bags and got like 40 potatoes. So they just need some more time, and it's pretty early for me to harvest because they've only been in the ground maybe a month and a half, possibly. Well, not in the ground, but in bags, but maybe a month and a half. So yeah, I'll just give them time and let them do their thing. And then hopefully these survive and do a little bit better. I do have one more bag that looks a little iffy, but I'm going to let it go and see what happens just for the learning experience. Maybe it's just something that happened to the plant. Maybe the plant itself was dying back, but the root system still grows. Because I've read a lot about potatoes, and it says that, you know, the tops can completely freeze off, but the main stem underground and the root system will stay alive and keep producing. And so you can grow potatoes through the winter, even if you live in cold spells, because they'll keep growing. So maybe that's all that's happened with this, is it got a little irritated, a little frosted, whatever, and it's just a little stunted. So I'll leave it and see. But I'm going to go wash all this stuff and get it ready for kimchi fermented radishes, which is a very spicy Korean dish. And I probably won't do a video on it because a lot of people don't do kimchi very well. So that'll just be safe for me. But I'll do that, and then I'm going to make myself a salad and sit down and just enjoy the rest of the day until I have to get out and get some more work done and get some more reading and everything else. Plus, I need to get this plumbing going because I don't think I could survive without clean dishes and working plumbing. Always a fun thing as a homeowner. Big projects that cost a lot of money. Yeah. Got a hummingbird. Anyway, alright. I will see you guys in the next one.